Of meaningless, liberal drivel. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke just, re-elected or whatever, renominated, rehired, because nobody else wants to fix what he's totally screwed up. Also because whoever's behind him needs to cover their own asses and not get exposed the nasty, filthy crimes against you and me that these fuckers have been perpetrating. Listen to what he says. Bernanke said Congress and the White House must do their part to provide relief. What exactly does that mean, Ben? Is there any less unspecific that you could be? Could you be any more generalizing or platitudinous in that statement? Because that's like a statement that you and me and the man behind the tree, everybody would say, yeah, Congress should. But then nobody spits out how that's going to be done. And everybody's thinking something different in their mind. Kind of like, when they take a poll question, you think America's on the right track? And, most people are going to say no, right? But some people are going to think that America needs to get on the right track by stopping Obama. And then others think that America needs to get on the right track by allowing Obama to have a chance to ruin the whole economy entirely and then take it over. In their mind. On these news shows, when they have these stupid polls like that, they never elaborate. They make you think that all of America is thinking along the same lines, which they're not. Nobody thinks America's on the right track, but nobody also agrees one way or another that we should take a left or right type of method, whether we should have more government control and oversight or we should deregulate. It's, widely split, and your own best friend, you might not even know what they think. And chances are your own best friend and yourself probably don't even know what you think. That's why you need to listen to me. I'll do all the thinking for you, okay? So, the article from Yahoo, which is, I believe, an Associated Propaganda article, says that to nurture the recovery, Ben and his Federal Reserve colleagues have pledged to hold a key interest rate at a record low 0 for an extended period. Yeah, that's because you and me are paying to finance all this, but they're giving the low interest rate to the government because, the government is supposedly we the people. And so, they keep on forcing the Fed to lend them more money. And, of course, the government can say that, we're only going to pay you back this much of an interest rate. And or they'll tell the Fed, all the bankers, look, man, the American people are on the hook. You wouldn't want to keep the American people on the hook. Lord knows we already say enough bad things about you to the American people. We, the government, have vilified you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it because we're going to keep on legislating laws that end up spending more money, which we will force you to lend to us, or you're just going to go out of business. You're just going to have to settle for the fact that, the American people will give you back the money someday. It's either that, Federal Reserve, or we, the government, are just going to take over. And we'll probably have we, the people, on our side because, them dipshits are so busy doing their laundry and watching TV that they're not paying attention. They don't have the attention span of a couple of gnats on a wall waiting to reproduce into more gnats, okay? And hopefully they won't have much more longer of a lifespan. That way they won't ever figure out the way we're shitting on them and telling them it's only raining. So let's see, what else? What other meaningless stuff did Bernanke say? We at the Federal Reserve cannot hope to solve all these problems on our own. Yeah, I guess. What does that mean? We at the Fed cannot solve all these problems on our own. Who's on our own at the Fed? The Federal Reserve, it's not a bad organization, okay? The bad part of the Federal Reserve is the government, the federal part, okay? They were forced to be federalized, okay? Federalize all these banks so that guys like Woodrow Wilson could come in there and say, I need $95 billion to finance some kind of plan to help the people and get them out of their money problems and, subsidize this and that and the other and because of the crops control I'm going to do. You know, if I stop farmers from farming one thing, I have to pay them, you know, not to farm it, of course. They still need money. So all you banks are going to lend that money to me. I'm just plain old taking it as the government. And if you don't go along with me, the government will just become the bank. And so the Federal Reserve is like, well, man, this is all our private property, man. This is all the people's property out here. The American people, they've borrowed money from us to buy this and that and the other, cars and houses and hospital care. They're paying insurance to insurance companies that keep the money in our banks. If the government just regulates us to the point where we can't float anymore, the government's going to seize all those assets and nothing will belong to the people anymore. So we have to get together in behind closed door meetings to make sure that we, the people, keep all our own money and that the government doesn't stick its little dick skinners into everything and take it all. Now I know that's a little over your head. Try to let it sink in. Stop this crazy end the Fed bullshit. The only thing in the Fed that has to be ended is the government interference in it. Because don't forget, it's your money that's in the bank. If you end the Fed, you're ending your money in the bank. Got that?